All right. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming back. Glad you're able to make it again. How's your day been going today?
It's been going well.
Normal school day. Nothing too crazy.
No.
Well, that's good. Um, since we met last week, I know we were discussing a few things relating to your grades and how to maybe improve your GPA overall. Because you're mentioning some great ideas like maybe your GPA and if you improve it can help you lead into a really good college and a good career and things like that. So we're focusing on how to help you get that GPA and all your grades overall improved. So I remember we went over some really good strategies. You came up with some great ideas last week. Were you able to put into the test?
Yeah. I had a history test and I applied that technique and I think I did pretty good on it.
What was the technique again?
Was to consolidate the lengthy pages of notes down to more concise but specific. That's for each section.
Okay. So before we continue, I want you to go over kind of what you did. But before you demonstrate your new strategy that you tested out, just want to make sure you don't have any other questions from last week or any concerns or anything.
No, I don't.
Okay. And also just remember rules and kind of the ideas of confidentiality behind our sessions.
Yeah, those are very clear. Thank
Okay,
you.
so do you want to kind of go over what that confidentiality means? You could tell me real quick.
Yeah, that as long as I'm just talking to you about personal issues, it's in confidence. But if I share with you that I want to hurt blah 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 because they did this to me, you're gonna have to let the proper authorities know about that.
Okay.
Same goes for the teachers. If I dislike Mrs. So and so Bible teacher, and I want to harm her, you need to let the authorities know. And as long as we're just talking about personal issues, it stays in private with us,
Perfect.
between us.
Yeah, just making sure you feel like this is a safe environment and you feel comfortable. I want you just to make sure you know you're not in trouble and it's not. I don't want you to feel like you're being forced to be here. Just that you can come and we can, have a conversation and it can seem like it's easy. You don't have to feel stressed or any anxiety or anything about coming in here. I want it to feel easy. Okay. So hopefully by now, since we've been able to meet a few times, feel a little more comfortable and not too stressed out about being in here. Okay.
Okay.
So going back to your ideas of working on your GPA and that being a big goal of yours for this year, we talked about some strategies for test taking specifically because you said sometimes you feel a little overwhelmed with tests and the amount of content you might have to review. So our strategy from last week and what we went over, that was your homework.
Yeah.
So how did you complete your homework? Kind of talk me through what your steps were when you were studying or in the process of studying.
I picked a quiet area and I just went over my recorded notes of the class.
Okay.
Jotted down notes onto a notebook. Then took those notes another day and put them in half pages. And then on the following day I put it into, I guess, an eighth of a page, half of one of these.
Okay.
And try to get specific on what is important for each section.
So how did you think that worked out for you when you took the test? When you went into the test, how did you feel before you even took the test, like the day of?
I felt confident in the test.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much confidence would you normally have had before you tried this strategy?
Maybe like a 2.5.
Okay. And after when you were doing this new strategy, how did you feel?
Maybe a 5.
Okay. Hey, that's double. That's a good improvement.
Yeah.
So by doing that strategy and, taking all these pages of notes your teacher gave you, you creating a shorter version and shorter and condensed down version, how did that make you feel more confident? Because you said you went from a 2.5 to a 5. That's a big jump. So why do you think you felt more confident with the new
it's
study
simple.
habits?
I think just rewriting the notes more than once helped memorize it. Simple as that.
Okay. So just reviewing it and going over it multiple times?
Just writing it.
Okay.
Active writing it, I think, helped me memorize it better.
Okay. Um, is there any other reasons why you feel that might have been more confident with, because instead of just rereading your notes, which I think you said you've done before, since you've changed your study habits a little this time and you were testing out this new strategy, do you think that new technique helped you build your confidence up a little bit prior to even taking the test?
Yes. I think it was beneficial to improving the confidence to take the test.
Okay. So while you were taking the test, how did you feel on the test? Like with the amount of questions and material, did you feel better,
I was
worse,
able to
or
answer
different than normal?
I was able to answer the test quickly and then go over the test and double check my answers if I was confident in them a second time before having to turn the exam in.
So being able to have a little bit extra time helps you maybe review and double check if you made any simple mistakes or anything like that. That's good. Definitely redoing and rechecking your work definitely is a good idea because you maybe missed one, marked the wrong answer. That's a good idea. So after you were able to finish your test and you turn in, you say you go home for the weekend, you're just wondering what I got over the weekend, stressing out, biting your nails or something. When you came back to school on Monday and you get your grade, sometimes it can make you nervous or upset. How did you feel after you took the test?
On Monday?
No, after you took the test on Friday.
Felt still a little bit apprehensive, but maybe less than in the past.
Okay. Yeah, because last time you were drawing the little emojis, you do kind of like the stressed out face, saying that you weren't sure about your grades over the weekend. It made you a little anxious or have anxiety coming back on Monday to see whether or not you did well or not. So you're a little bit more at ease over the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Did you happen to get your grade back on the test?
Yeah.
So how'd you do?
I got a B- on it.
Okay. What has your grade been kind of on average before this?
A D+ to C- floating in that range on the history exams.
Okay, so that's a good improvement. How do you think this new studying and strategies helped with your grade? What role do you think it played?
It might have improved the last test grade up, but I need to keep finding other techniques and seeing what works better to try to get a higher score than a B.
Okay. So do you think you'll continue to use this idea in the future or on other tests besides your history?
No, I might try another technique for other exams depending on the subject.
Okay, to kind of filter out and see what you think is the best or works the best?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. You want to make sure, you kind of figure out what works best for you because, particularly your study styles or your learning styles, make sure that we get something that's most effective for what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I like how you're open and you're willing to try new things. So, let's see. Do you have any other ideas or strategies that you've been wanting to try that you just kind of either didn't have enough time or you thought